the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting.
Good evening, RSC fans. I hope you're ready for an absolute banger of a series. We have HR Violation from Shellcore and the Dik-Diks from Safari going at it in the amateur finals. I'm sXCyBeast casting here with my friend BulletNote. Bullet, what do you think about this matchup?
Oh man, I cannot tell you how excited I am to get into postseason RSC. We're kicking it off with the AMI finals, like you said. A little bit more than just a game here for the two franchises we got going on. sXCyBeast, I know you're in the AMI tier, so you probably have a little more information than I do. But before we jump into that, also shout out Safe Talk as always for backing us up in the producer booth. sXCyBeast, tell us a little bit more about these teams.
So this season, Shellcore has been absolutely dominant. They have held that number one spot from week one. They have not let it go. They have not let it slip. Dik-Diks got off to a bit of a rough start, but they have made a monster return in the back half of this season. Coming up, making the big upset, getting that last playoff spot for the Solar Conference, and then beating out Bombers in the quarterfinals and Stickbugs in the semis. They're looking to get a third upset in this playoff run.
Yeah, no, it's going to be super exciting. HR Violation getting the courtesy of a bye on the first series and then absolutely dominating in a 4-0 finish. Like you said, Dik-Diks having to sort of fight through it 3-0 and 4-1 in their respective playoff runs. But let's look back at last season too. Dik-Diks first out in last season's playoff, so they're hungry to come back in. HR Violation got knocked out in semifinals. You got two teams here that have absolutely fought to be here, have old woes from last season, and then it's also a franchise rivalry match between Ferris and Me on Display. So, like, it's just stacking up to be an excellent fight here tonight.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to see if Ferris Kruller is going to finally be able to break his AMI playoff curse, or if Me on Display is going to be able to crush his dreams.
Yeah, and I think also this is Dik-Diks' first shot. No, they've held the chip before. HR Violation is looking for their first chip and trying to break that curse, like you said. And then, fun fact: the Dik-Diks, if they win, the players get the opportunity to rename the team, which I think is super fun and cool too. So lots lined up here, lots riding on this, right? So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an absolute fight, an absolute slog. We got 35 of you guys in the chat. Let's look at the team dynamics and see what's shaking up. We'll blitz through these team stats and these player stats and get the guys on the field. But let's take a look here. Like you said, HR Violation absolutely dominant in their stats in the series.
80% win rate.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. 50 goals for, 27 goals versus, almost outscoring their opponents 2-1. That's a tough team to be staring down at the other side of the field.
Yeah, fun fact, during the regular season, only the stick bugs were able to take a series off of HR violation. The next closest was going to be that Garlic Knots team taking just 2 games going even. But otherwise, they had an utterly dominant performance.
Yeah, and like you said, just to continue this stat line, 18-2 in their last 5, which again, just crazy, absolutely wild. About even in saves, though, Dik-Diks might be able to come back with a bend don't break kind of defense. If you guys have heard me cast before, you know I'm always an underdog kind of guy, so I'm going to be rooting for the Dik-Diks here. But we're going to have to see how it shakes up. HR violation, no easy team to beat. And speaking of that team, let's take a look at the player stats for HR violation here as we get that pulled up. That 40% shot percentage, that's absolutely wild. You got Budzy, you got Regal King, you got OnContract, and then you got DucksNotKeys sitting there in the 4th man slot. 171 shots on the season, 179 shots on the season, and with those shots, each of them creeping in at a 40% shooting percentage for Budzy and Regal King. Holy cow, dude.
Yeah, that dynamic duo of Budzy and Regal has been absolutely terrifying to play against. They have been the backbone of this Shellcore team. If Safari is going to want to break them down, they're going to have to find some way to break up the chemistry that these 2 players have.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it's amateur, anything can happen in this lower tier. And let's see if the Dik-Diks have what it takes to pull it off. Let's throw up the Dik-Diks on the screen here. Safari is one of my favorite franchises. I love these guys. ASAPxLEG, Stick, Rich Rollin, and Buds all looking up on the other side of the field. Not doing too shabby themselves. Shot count a little lower, but look at that. They're actually the top 3 are slightly more accurate than the other side. 39%,
Yep.
40%, 44%. So that's going to be interesting.
Not getting as many shots out there, but they seem to know when to take them to make them count. And so we'll see if that little bit cleaner play style, a little bit more controlled play style is going to be able to serve them well in this matchup against that HR violation team.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how that plays out. We have almost everybody here in the lobby. I think we're waiting on... Oh, we are? Okay, I probably just have a spectate bug then because I only see 8 of us here. But with that being said... SCCyBeast, how about we get this postseason going here? Let's get it started.
I can't wait. Let's get it.
Amateur matchup. Why don't you go ahead and throw go in the chat? We got HR violation, Dik-Diks, franchise rivalry on the line. Both of them looking for that chip. Going to be coming in here. Regal King jumping in. ASAPxLEG, Buds, everybody getting in. We're getting started. It's playoffs, baby.
All right, to get those predictions in, we're ready for the first kickoff, and here we go. Budzy and Stick up the mount. Budzy going to win that one out, sends it up to the Safari goal line here. ASAP going to look to block this one away. Regal sends it off the backboard, gets the double. No, goes wide. Stick, no. Bud's going to send this forward to Stick. Contract looks to take it off the wall. Not going to be able to make contact there. And ball going to kind of stall out here. ASAP takes us downfield. Regal, no, going to leave it for Contract. Sends that back downfield, and we're just going to play a bit of ping pong here. Buds now. Buds and Budzy on the field. Going to be
that's going to be great.
Fun time keeping them distinct.
Oh,
here's the shot.
Oh, what a save! Regal King gets an amazing pinch out there, just barely, almost set the tone there for the Dik-Diks. A huge slam coming in. ASAPxLEG gets up, gets the 50 points for the save, drops it back down. Really strong showing here from HR Violation, coming out of the gate, swinging, looking for those shots early. Almost had that double shot. Both teams going to whiff that ball and let it drop mid. ASAPxLEG gets in it with no boost, can't follow it up. Regal King, boost to spare, gets met by Buds. What a read by Buds there, getting that pressure off as they try to reset here. Dik-Diks going to be looking to create some offensive pressure with the ball midfield. Tries to come up. Regal King gets a huge slam, going top corner. It's just going to go wide. Buds coming in again, trying to make the play happen. Aw, man, I love amateur, man. It's just so fun to watch.
You know, we try to make it exciting, and sometimes we succeed, and sometimes it just looks like a bit of tomfoolery going on, but it's a good time all around. Bud's going to take control of this. No, Contract going to intercept. Budzy with a good, not quite. Regal King going to get the cycle there. Here's a shot, and it's going to hit that top left corner slot.
Ooh, what a touch by Regal King. Getting on both sides of the hitbox to flick it up. A little bit awkward for the defense there, and Regal King coming in and knocking it back down. OnContract getting that touch there. They're going to go up 1-0 here, get an early game lead. We still got plenty of time left. Dik-Diks going to be looking to swing back. Ball goes towards HR Violation side of the net. A huge bang comes out, leaving it for ASAPxLEG. ASAPxLEG to his teammate, tries to get the 50. Budzy throws it to the corner again, pops it up. Here comes the shot from Regal King. It's in again. Regal King going to pick it up, go to 2-0, and now that lead is starting to slip away.
Yep, Shellcore starting to pull away, and that's the chemistry that we've been seeing from this HR Violation team all season long. Absolutely dominant, but still plenty of game left to be played. Dik-Diks have had some pretty good looks here. We'll see if they're able to slow this back down and regain their composure.
Yeah, they're going to have to try and control the ball a little bit. A little bit of a miscue there from both sides as that ball just floats across the net. Regal King coming to look for a side shot. Doesn't quite get it, but Styx is able to knock it away. Stick going up for Buds and coming out to support his team there. Budzy now takes the ball away from Buds. You're right, that is going to be hard to cast. As it comes back down to the corner, Stick looking to rotate out, leave it for Buds to try and take the corner again. Dik-Diks have been on their own half for probably about a minute so far. They've got to find a way to break out and get a scoring opportunity on HR Violation here. Otherwise, that 2-0 lead is just going to become more and more pressing. Oh!
That one looking dangerous, goes just wide though. ASAP now going to look to take this, gets it by Budzy, and OnContract going to take that one off the wall from him. Going to look to play control, gets it around Buds. Contract dribbles it around Stick now, getting it centered up here. Here comes the pass, and ASAP going to be able to block that one away. Takes it, but Budzy going to set up another. Contract going to lose that 50 to Buds. Buds going to now take that 50 against Budzy. Will win out again. Regal sends it down mid. Budzy going to get the demo onto ASAP, but Stick will take control. They get a little bit of breathing room here, but once again, going to be put on the back foot on this defensive play now. And there it goes. Contract slips that one by ASAP.
What a touch by Contracts to get it underneath. Just the barest of patience. Managed to get the boost too, which was just enough to help them out and get it dropped down into that back corner. Dik-Diks almost had an opportunity with some offensive pressure there. They just weren't able to get that ball across midfield, and they've got to get some more teammate play going here if they're going to break down the offensive pressure from HR Violation. That ball already on the Dik-Diks goal line again. But Buds is coming out looking for a slam play as he tries to throw it across. ASAPxLEG's going up, drops it mid, Sticks waiting to play again. That 50 is going to go to the side, give people an opportunity to come back. Budzy tries to take the 50, and Budzy's going to get the carry. Tries to get it past one, gets it past to the corner. Budzy picking it up, just dumping on to the scoreboard here. 4-0 with 1:20 left.
Yeah, what an angle on this shot here from Budzy. Coming through, ends up getting demoed, but sends it through. Crazy angle getting that corner shot there. We'll see if Dik-Diks are able to get some momentum shifting going into this last minute and a half here. Finally, got us some offensive pressure here. Stick has a nice look, going to get blocked though. Bud's now going to take this off the wall. Buds and Budzy going for the 50. Budzy wins it, sends that downfield. That might just be in, and it is.
Budzy showing that it doesn't matter where you are on the field, that ball's going to make its way towards the other side of the net. As he throws it, just barely kisses the top of the ceiling, and that's just going to float on in. 5-0 in a dominant Game 1 performance here from HR Violation.
Yeah, this is kind of what we expect to see from this Shellcore team. They have been dominant all season. We would expect no less in these playoff games, but it's not time to count the Dik-Diks out just yet. There are still 1 minute left in this game, and it is a best-of-7 series. They will be able to, bring some of these games back moving forward.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too. It's a 7-game series, so you got to get 4 wins in a season where you can play a series of 4. Those extra 2 wins at the very end tend to be pretty grueling. Might be able to see some of that resiliency we're talking about with Dik-Diks on the save count, the defense, be able to shine through there and give them that breathing room to come back into this series. As they try to go, 30 seconds left here, ball floats mid. Styx is going to take it, just barely get the skim off it, leaving it for Budzy, who takes the shot, the advantage of the open net, playing off that miscue. Don't burn all your goals at once, guys. We're going to have to see if they got more in the tank here. A crazy 6-0 score with 20 seconds left.
Budzy getting launched back off of that bump and then still being able to get back downfield. Just shows you how quick he's able to play, and that's been something that playing against him, I've noticed about Budzy, he has the ability to read the play and get there so much faster than most of these other AMI players. Nice save coming out there from ASAP, but it will leave the net open. Shot going to go wide, though. Pinch coming through, going to go over. That'll be on. What a shot.
A little
Dik-Diks.
team play action.
Yeah, a nice pinch there.
Maybe a little bit unplanned, but they're going to take it anyways. Goes right in the center of the net. And, yeah, they're not going down without a fight here. They're going to take one for the road. They got 5 seconds left. Probably just going to kill the time here. Might try and set up the Brazil, which would be crazy for a Game 1 showing here as it bounces out. Everybody goes up for the shot, gets dropped down again on contract, gets the pop, can't quite get it over, and HR Violation is going to take that Game 1 in an aggressive showing.
Absolutely dominant performance coming out from HR Violation in this Game 1. Budzy with the hat trick. 3 assists coming out from that HR Violation team. Really excellent stuff from them. Defensively, though, the Dik-Diks with 5 saves. Nothing to scoff at. They just need to find a way to get some of that offensive pressure going.
Yeah, no, like you said, 5 saves compared to the 2 is a really great stat. Unfortunately, 11 shots for HR Violation to 4 from the Dik-Diks. And that's where you, like we were talking about, Dick has got to find a way to break out of their own side of the field, get some offensive pressure going. You saw once that ball got across HR's Violation's net, there were plenty of scoring opportunities, just didn't have the follow-up. So you're going to be looking to see maybe a little more 1-2 action from the team as they try to get their rotations out, and then they've just got to shut down HR Violation getting set up. You had a lot of corner passes, you had a lot of tap plays that got that ball across the net, and you got to shut that down if you're the Dik-Diks.
Yeah, no, that's one thing that HR Violation has been really good at, particularly between the Budzy and Regal, setting up that 1-2 punch. You'll see one of them will send a hard shot off that side wall, and then the other one is already up in the air, calculating where that's going to be going, and that is how many of their goals have been scored this season.
Yeah, I'm just letting them know they don't need to wait. They can go ahead and get going here. But we're going to get back into it. Game number 2, HR Violation holding on to 1 win here as they're going to try and get that other one going. Dik-Diks looking to fight back as they get into game number 2. Kickoff underway. Regal King going up against Buds as it bounces out to the corner. Goes far and wide again. Ball immediately on the orange side of the field to get slammed across the net. Over high and wide, and a scoring opportunity now comes across. Oh no, Budzy gets bumped into it. Can he still get a touch? Almost gets the backflip save. A beautiful save by Buds. Knocks it away. A little bit awkward there. Almost worked out in HR's favor. 20 seconds in. Action's already started again. Another shot comes across the net here. Gets off the crossbar. Flipped across to mid. Gets bumped, and they can't really do anything about it. Sticks has to come back in, try and get a touch mid. Buds is going to let that ball float out. Leave it for ASAP to come make the save. Comes back. Gets the bang out. Throws it down to the corner again. Now that ball's just going to kind of wait for contact as Contract comes in and throws it back across the net. The pressure, again, we were talking about game 1 from HR Violation, is just not letting up.
Yeah, no, HR Violation never one to let up. They keep pretty tight rotations. Dik-Diks, if they want to break out of this, are going to have to find a way to, bang these balls down and play a little bit of a closer rotation. Get some shots on net and just keep that pressure up. But, first they have to find a way to break out of the offensive dominance that has been HR Violation.
Yeah, and Budzy almost getting a tap and goal there, just barely skimmed it off the front of his car. On contract, gets it over 1, doesn't get it over 2 though. Stick is going to come in, gets immediately met on the sidewall, and I think that's what's helped HR Violation keep their offensive pressures. They're so quick to shut down any offensive movement from the other team. You saw that ball bounce to the wall, and there was already an HR Violation player ready to keep carrying it forward. And that's something the Dik-Diks are going to have to try and do. A great midair 50 goes ASAP's way as it bounces back towards the goal. Both of them go. That's going to leave an open net. Just barely goes high. Bounces off the ceiling. Doesn't quite go where they want it to. And it's going to get bounced out to middle again. You see ASAPxLEG back. Ready to make the attack again. Going towards an open net. Gets knocked away by OnContract. Bounces mid again. Stick is way up for it. Throws it down back to midfield, and they don't quite go for it right away. Regal King gets a weird bounce, throws it mid again, and a lot of just kind of back and forth here, but much better standing for the Dik-Diks. Just about halfway through this game, 0-0 for both teams.
Yeah, they're doing a much better job keeping that ball out of the net so far, and they've had quite a bit more offensive pressure. Uh, though the shot count maybe doesn't quite illustrate it, they've had a lot stronger field position in this game too. Here comes a dangerous spot though, going to be passed up. Regal
my
to
gosh.
Budzy to contract.
Everybody got a touch on that one. And look at this 50 by sticks, though. The goal came afterwards, but that 50 by sticks was absolutely incredible, just kind of standing on business. Unfortunately, the second touch, Regal burning all of that boost to get that extra tap in to get that ball across. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, HR violation only up by 1. And for some reason, I don't feel like that's a comfortable lead for them.
Yeah, no, they would like to be up 2-0, 3-0 at this stage of the game. Dik-Diks still in a good position to bring this one back. Nice offensive pressure going up here. Bud's going to lose out on that 50, but Stick also going to lose out on that 50. It gets sent to the corner, though. A nice safe ball for the Dik-Diks. They're going to be able to take a deep breath here, get some control back over. ASAP going to win out on a 50, sends it up to the side wall. He's going to chase after it, but Regal will beat him to it. And we'll get sent front and center. Bud's going to get the save. Regal goes for another shot on net here. Going to look to maybe center this one up, but Stick will get the 50, sends it into the corner. ASAP off the back wall. Budzy and Regal with a double commit here. This could be an open shot. Contract getting a nice touch there. Going to keep the offensive play going there.
Great takeaway from ASAP as he stole the shot opportunity, throw that ball to the corner. Budzy throwing a back pass, giving up for Contract. Contract going up for a solo play, gets it off, going to go looking for a double maybe for his teammate, tries to leave it. And I didn't see who that was, but they weren't fooled for a second. Stick, not fooled for a second on that touch, just played it right at the ground. And now you see Bud's coming in, trying to keep that offensive pressure. Ball's floating mid, no one's in net. ASAP gonna fake it, leave it for his teammate. Sticks, doesn't take the bait, leaves it back to the corner again. A beautiful back pass kind of keeps the pressure in the corner as Buds comes to clean up. Bounce off the wall, there's the shot, there's the block by ASAP. Coming up and meeting them halfway on the 50. ASAP now gets an opportunity, throws it mid. Sticks, gonna be looking for a slam shot, goes wide, and HR violation kind of looking scrambled a little bit here. They got a lot of double commits on the field right now as Dik-Diks fighting in that last minute to tie this game up.
Yeah, Dik-Diks coming out strong in this last minute and a half. A lot of offensive pressure here. Some double commits coming out from HR violation. This could be the opportunity that they're looking for. Demo, though, coming out from Regal, going to kill the offensive pressure, killing the shooter there, and they're going to be able to retake possession. ASAP, though, coming in, going to look to get this one centered up here. A double commit goes wide. ASAP has the shot. He hits the top right corner, ties the game up with 20 seconds left.
Oh my gosh, ASAPxLEG playing time, playing patiently, lets both of them take an attempt and whiff, and then throws it top corner to make sure no one can get to it. Gets it tied up with 20 seconds left.
What a play there by ASAP. Nice composure, keeping it steady with 20 seconds left on the clock, down by 1. That is not an easy play to do.
ASAPxLEG gets it thrown to the mid, gets a beautiful bounce pass mid. Again, we're going to be looking for a slam shot from Budzy here. Does it go in? No, Buds is there to save it, throw it right back. Dangerous position, 4 seconds left. Ball's floating down. They get the touch and it gets saved by Sticks. And we're going to overtime in game number 2.
What a save by Stick. An excellent shot coming out and an excellent save to meet it. You love to see it. Kickoff going to go the way of Dik-Diks initially, but HR violation puts to retake control. Budzy gets this one passed out. No, going to get blocked. Bud sends it into the corner. Regal passes it out to Contract. The Contract had started to fall back. He's able to get control, but gets demoed, and Dik-Diks are going to look to retake possession here. Stick is going to drive this one down the field. Budzy going to intercept, though, and will take this one back down. Contract now paying back the demo that he received earlier, and with a nice shot on net. Oh, a beautiful save by Buds. No, it still goes in.
Absolutely insane touch by Buds. Give the guy the credit for that. Oh my gosh. Gets a crazy save, damn near impossible save, and it just barely bounces in. And absolute deflation for the Dik-Diks, having fought so hard to make it to that overtime. HR violation just kind of stealing that win away with 30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, that is a heartbreaker there for Buds. He gets the save, but then off the bounce, it then rolls in. He's just not able to get into that second save in time. But very, very strong second game here for the Dik-Diks, bringing that, 6-1 down to a 2-1. A very solid momentum shift. We'll see if they're able to keep that momentum going into game number 3 here.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what they pull out here. Like you said, 6-1 down into 2-1 and an overtime to boot. Momentum swinging towards the Dik-Diks here as they're going to try and outlast HR Violation. HR Violation, if they can continue to poke holes in that defense, though, are going to start scoring again. We're going to have to see if Dik-Diks can keep the offensive pressure as they get going here into game number 3. You know they're going to be hungry after that heartbreak overtime finish.
Yeah, and as holes are being poked in, though, the defense actually 8 saves coming out of that last game from Dik-Diks.
Wow.
Absolutely masterclass defensive performance. Just not quite able to account for all the pressure that's coming out. Regal with a nice shot here, going to go just high and wide. Going to look to pass it back out to Buds. Buds gets it center back, or Budzy gets it center back up. Sorry, and Dik-Diks finally going to be able to take some control. No, ASAP going to lose to 50. Budzy sends it down to Regal. Regal gets a shot. The demo coming through. Could be a dangerous time here, but Dik-Diks going to be able to send that one to the corner.
Yeah, and I think the pleasantries are well and done with, finished in game 1. We saw demos coming out in game 2. I think we're going to see more. A pop midfield almost goes in. Buds didn't quite get the shot on it. They throw it back to the corner again. Dik-Diks responding with some pressure of their own. But talking about offensive pressure, HR Violation, we talked about them in pregame just being a really aggressive group of players. I think every time, beautiful save there, really quick break for Buds, getting a 50 points there. I think every game, though, so far, there has been a shot on net from HR Violation within the first 20 seconds of the game.
I wouldn't be surprised if that is true. I can't quite remember, but that does line up with my experience playing against them. Very, very aggressive team. They like to get into the action right away. They are really, really good on those kickoffs, getting them to go where they want them. All of their players have done a pretty good job of mastering that speed flip, which is no small feat in Nami.
Yep.
So.
Oh, and a beautiful touch by Buds is going to free it up into a 1v1. Sticks not quite able to get the touch. Throws it back mid, looking for a teammate. Buds is going to come slamming in with their teammate, trying to throw it up. It bounces down and in. HR Violation just waiting for that ball to bounce and try and break out of it. It's immediately going to come back here. Buds playing the 50, gets the beat. Now just one to beat. Contract coming in and throwing it down again. Ball's going to bounce mid, and Sticks is going to force a 50. It drops high. It's going to waterfall down. Is anybody there to finish it? No. It's going to bounce wide again. ASAPxLEG getting the play on the bang out to throw the pressure back in. And Sticks sitting midfield. This game especially, and I noticed it a little bit last game too. Sticks, oh, hold on. Pause for the score. OnContract picking up 100 points, gets a beautiful little cut off the top of the Dominus there and throws it in the back of the net for 100 points. Just can't quite get to it. Buds left alone with no boost as he burns it trying to get that save. I actually forgot what I was going to say. So we're just going to get right back into the action. 1 up, HR Violation, a 50 midfield for the kickoff as it goes back towards HR Violation's possession. They almost get another shot attempt. Buds throws it in. And I remember what I was going to say now, if you'll allow me to talk. Stick,
yep, go ahead.
Last game and this game, I think, has been doing a really great job of just helping keep the defensive wall for Dik-Diks. He's been doing a really great job sitting back at third. He's been trying to get the touches as another score goes up for HR Violation. Budzy getting the touch this time. But just wanted to shout out Sticks in this first 2 game performances.
Yeah, no, he's done a real good job, particularly in that neutral zone, being able to keep the ball from getting into that defensive half for his team, keeping as much offensive pressure as well, and just doing a real good job reading the opponent here.
Yeah, you see him get a great 50 there as that goes to the side. Budzy, though, trying to keep the pressure on. ASAPxLEG's going to throw that way out, chase it down. Gets the touch to midfield. We're going to be looking for a shot. Here's Buds getting it past them. It just barely goes wide. They don't quite get the angle that they need, but here comes Sticks, as we were talking about, keeping the pressure on. Throws it top to the corner again. Doesn't quite bounce out. His teammate blitzes through. Buds is going to come in for another 50. ASAP joining them as it gets thrown wide again. That ball's bouncing towards their net. They try to get the bounce out, and they do. But here's Contract getting a touch to keep it in. 1 minute, 49 seconds. 2-0 for HR Violation. And Dik-Diks looking to try and respond.
Yep, ASAPxLEG gonna get the 50 here, takes it downfield, gets another 50, sends it on net, but no, Regal gonna get the save. Regal now takes it off the wall, gonna look to get it by Stick, gets it by Stick, a nice little tap there to get it around Buds, but ASAP gonna be able to be back for the clear, now looking to get some offensive pressure going for the Dik-Diks. Nice bang around, but no, Regal once again with the save, gonna be credited with a savior now, and a shot on net.
Oh.
That is going to be from downtown. Regal What a shot.
Absolutely insane touch by Regal King. Just knew that the net was down there somewhere and absolutely just blitzed it across. Great job. Wow.
Yeah, coming off the back of that savior too. What a play there by Regal.
Yeah, it's been all Regal here in game number 3, getting up a score and it's getting a cycle. Only one on the team getting a cycle, and 3 saves to boot as well, and 3 shots. Just putting it all on the field here, trying to get that lead, that game lead secured for HR Violation.
Yeah, Regal gonna look to take this one downfield. Buds tries to get a touch on it, doesn't quite go the way he wants it, sends it back, and Regal going to drain that one. An unfortunate pinch there from Buds. Sends that one in front of his own net. Nobody able to get back in time. Stick misreads the play, ends up in the top right corner of his net, not able to make the save.
Yeah, really unfortunate there for Sticks, who almost read it right. Ball's going to bounce out to the corner again. HR Violation 4-0 with under a minute left. Dik-Diks going to be looking to try and respond as you see the full team press across that midfield line. Sticks sending Contract back to the spawn screen for daring to be a good player. And that ball's going to go wide again. Bud's going to take the opportunity here, throw it off the wall, try and get another touch, but Contract's already back in action, getting the play, getting the 50 off, and Budzy throws it to his teammate wide in the corner, gets bounced back. Regal King coming in. Rotations have just been on point for HR Violation here in these 3 series, and that's what's allowed them to keep that offensive pressure.
Yeah, no, their rotations have been solid all season. Ferris Crueler has done an excellent, and as we say, that Budzy going to get a shot there, goes through. Budzy passes it forward to himself. The demo comes through, leaves the net wide open there.
Yeah, and Buds almost came back and got the save there, just wasn't able to do it quite fast enough. Counting down the last 11 seconds here, 5-0 HR Violation, and Dik-Diks going to be looking to try and do the impossible, pull out the reverse sweep here as we get ready to go into game number 4. Yep,
it's hard to see how they might do that, but what I'd like to see out of the Dik-Diks to make this potential reverse sweep happen, that they need to get a bit more aggressive. They need to be faster to these plays. They're giving HR Violation entirely too much time with the ball. They need to start sending it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And when they get the opportunity, they've done a really great job of setting up those offensive team plays. But they got to create those opportunities because HR Violation is not going to let them do anything if they get their hands on the ball.
Yeah, no, HR Violation, just a really hard team to beat. You know, their rotations are so clean.
Yeah.
It feels like there's just nothing you can really do when you're on the receiving end of that.
It's going to come down to the backboard reads and the corner plays, right? You got to get that ball across the net somehow. The best way to do that, throw the ball up high, throw it off the back of the net, leave it for your teammate, get that calm in, and try and make things happen. Dik-Diks lining up for their final chance here. Goes up to the sidewall immediately across their net. A backboard touch that's going to get knocked in, and not looking good for Dik-Diks. HR Violation going to score in 7 seconds.
Yeah, and here, as you say, reading that backboard play, Budzy gets a nice pass from Contract off that sidewall and drains that one in the first 7 seconds.
Yeah, shout out Twitch chat. You can't reverse sweep if you don't go down 0-3. They're 100% right. Energy's high here as the Dik-Diks throw out the bounce pass out the corner. Sticks tried to get one, leaves it, gonna go demo hunting, doesn't quite get a target. Budzy now up for a solo play, throws it to his teammate in the sidewall. Regal King bounces it out, a beautiful pass by Budzy, throws it back in, and the pressure is still on the goal line. OnContract getting the bang, gets met. And I think there should have been a save count for that, but doesn't look like it was going to come through. ASAPxLEG throwing it back out mid again. A little bit dangerous there, and something that Dik-Diks have kind of struggled with is just controlling the ball midfield, and it's what's allowed HR Violation to get those breakaways. Speaking of breakaways, almost a shot there. ASAPxLEG just barely not able to get the touch. That would have been a goal. And unfortunately, just is going to end up in a huge reversal. They try to get the clear, maybe panic a little bit. They get the angle just slightly off, but Sticks is going to put that one in for HR Violation.
Yeah, a slight misread there. I think Buds would have been able to have that save, but Stick panicked. Maybe the communication wasn't quite there in time, and he gets the best touch that he can on that. Not quite a good enough one. Sends it into the corner instead of off that wall. Buds, though, with a nice look there, goes just wide. Stick going to look to keep this one centered up here. ASAP up in the air. Budzy going to miss that one, and it will go bar down. ASAP with a nice shot.
And just like that, we're right back into it, folks. 1 and 2. ASAPxLEG going up high from midfield to get the bounce shot over Budzy and gets a bar down ski.
Yeah, beautiful shot there from ASAPxLEG. Getting into this next kickoff here. Buds versus Budzy. Buds will pass this one back to ASAP, but Contract has the read from ASAP's touch. Sends it to midfield. Stick can clear this one down. Goes off the wall. Going to look to pass this down to Buds, but will get intercepted by Regal, who sends it to the Dik-Diks corner. ASAP going to look to challenge this one. Regal gets it by him, and Buds going to get a nice 50. Sends it to the HR corner. Gets it centered up here. Contract gets the block.
Sticks spinning around, getting the drift to get that 50, throws it down midfield. Another midair 50 is going to go back over towards center. Sticks getting the read on that one, throws it back towards the HR violation net. Almost had a scoring opportunity. Instead, it's going to go back to the Dik-Diks corner. Sticks now taking it with the boost. Budzy patiently waited, is now in an awkward situation in the corner. Buds is going to pick up the 100%, try and go again. Gets it past 1, tries to get it past 2, gets it around 2, but not quite forward enough. But his teammates are able to come in and help them out. They're going to be looking to pressure this corner and get that ball across. Miscue on the wall is going to leave that ball floating for Sticks as he tries to get the pass off. And then a huge bang out by Regal is going to give HR Violation some breathing room. We're just about halfway through this game. And oh no, Sticks does it again. Super unfortunate. Felt that he had to make a touch there. Throws it off the crossbar, and a little more impressive, doubles it into the back of his own net. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate timing for Stick. You know, I hear he's been trying to get cut from the Dik-Diks all season.
No.
And maybe after this one, they'll consider it.
Oh no.
But, bit of an inside joke for them. He's not actually trying to leave, I don't think.
No, I know. That's funny. Sticks in the corner now. Regal King trying to get a play here. Gets bumped back into the ball, which is actually the touch they needed. Bugs going to try and get a breakaway play. Can't quite get the touch. ASAPxLEG full boost is going to leave it and reset for their team. Stick coming in now. And I'm sorry, I've been saying his name Sticks all night, but forgive me. Budzy throws it out to the corner. ASAPxLEG gets a huge bang mid. Trying to get a play, gets a beautiful touch over 1. No one else, though, on the team can come in and make a play, though. And that Bardowski is going to end up in a double. Budzy showing off a little bit. 4-1 off the double.
Beautiful shot. The barrel roll. The disrespect, man.
Wow. Hey, this is amateur, bro. What are we doing? I'm sitting down here in Prospect thinking I might be dropping down here. This is the play styles that we're going to start seeing.
You know, Ami's skill level, I think, has increased quite a bit over the last few seasons here. People have been commenting on it every time we get into these streamed matches.
Yeah, 1:30 left, and Dik-Diks are going to have to put on the pressure, turn on the gas here, and get something going as they try to get that ball midfield. Sticks is going to be looking to try and get it past 1. 50 goes down mid. Buds in the net with no boost and 2 teammates up. They kind of stumble over each other in the air. They can't quite make a play happen there. Unfortunately, they've got the goal differential to make those kinds of mistakes. Stick's going to be looking for a bang here. Tries to get it past everybody. He's going to rush it down in the corner. Chase it down. Goes wide again. Goes mid. Teammate's going to be looking for a shot. Gets it barely. Oh, doesn't get the touch. But his teammate's there to finish it off. Crossbar ding. Sounds that it's not going to be a goal. And 1 minute left. Demo's coming out. Just ultimate disruption from HR Violations. They're fighting to hold on to this 3-goal lead.
Yeah, HR Violation maybe going to need to speak to their HR rep after some of these disrespectful plays we've seen. But Contract with a nice shot, going to go high note, goes off the crossbar. Close shot there. Would have been the absolute nail in the coffin. There's still hope here for the Dik-Diks if they can make something happen soon. But, man, dangerous series of plays there for HR Violation.
No, really, really close, putting the full team up on the net. They almost had a breakaway play. Sticks trying to get the 50. That's going to go back towards the net again. Buds is going to clear it. 15, 16, 14, any number of seconds left, and the clock is counting down as it goes out to the corner. And we might be looking at a sweep here for Ferris Crueller's franchise.
This would be Ferris Crueller's first AMI championship coming through right here as it goes down. HR Violation going to take it in a sweep. An absolute dominant performance coming out there from HR Violation, as we've seen all season. Man, what a performance from them.
Yeah, no, absolute masterclass in just maintaining offensive pressure. It's the same story that you've seen all season from HR Violation, showing why they outscored their record 4-1, which is exactly what they end up doing here in this game, scoring 4-1 as well. But again, major congratulations to the Dik-Diks for making it this far, fighting through the playoff bracket to get in there. Before we get into interviews, let's talk about the whole series. Sexy, who you got for your MVP?
I mean, it has to be Regal. He came up, I think, as the game MVP in at least 3 of those matches. He has been probably one of the most improved players in enemy this season. Coming out, he was pretty strong to start, but the disparity from where he started to where he is now, there's no question that he's going up to contender, hell, maybe even prospect.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to keep our eyes on, see where he lands. But speaking of, I'm going to back you up, MVP 100%. But speaking of, we got Regal King in the interview waiting room to come and talk about this dominant sweep that they put on. So let's go ahead and drag him in there. Regal, congratulations. How are you feeling? Do we have audio? Regal. There he is. Regal, congratulations. How you feeling, man?
Feeling great, man. Team pulled out tonight. We showed up. We showed out. Felt good overall.
Yeah, no, you guys put on a dominant performance. We were talking about stats for the season before the matches. You were looking like you were going to be a strong team, and you guys obviously showed that on stream tonight. Got a little hairy, though, in I think it was game 2. You guys took it to overtime. What were you guys feeling going into that overtime?
We felt a little nervous. We felt nervous coming into the game because we've had previous run-ins with the Team Safari before. Last season, I was actually on Team Safari, so
That's even crazy. That's
yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
kind of a great game going in.
Yeah, bit of a grudge match then from the team that cut you to the team you're on now.
Exactly, but it was all love. Still love them all. Still always there for them.
Yeah, you guys had some great plays. You guys just had a lot of great team synergy. What has the feeling been throughout the season? You guys are sitting obviously pretty safely in that number 1 seed for 41-11, I think your record was.
Yes, sir.
You guys had something going on early season, just kind of kept momentum from there. Is it just a synergy that you guys had early on? Did you guys do training? What helped sort of solidify your guys' season lead?
So, Budzy and I have actually been playing since December together. So we kind of had our teammate energy going on right there. But we did do a lot of scrims, a lot of threes on comp. We just played a lot together and tried to get each other's, momentum up and going. And always, hyping up your team makes them always play better.
Well, you did an excellent job of that. The teamwork that we saw from you all season long has been absolutely stellar.
Appreciate you. We tried our best.
Yeah. Again, congratulations, man. We're gonna cut you loose here real quick. But before you go, any shout outs for the season end that you want to give?
I want to give a shout out to my team, Contract, Budzy, and DucksNotKeys. Also want to give a shout out to our GM, Ferris. Great GM. Also, much love to the Dik-Diks. Appreciate you all. You guys played hard. Can't wait to play you guys again.
We love to see it. Well, again, congratulations, Regal. We're gonna cut you loose. For everybody else in the chat, appreciate you guys watching. I think we got up to like 78 of you guys. Really awesome to see everybody showing up here for the first night of playoffs, first night of finals for AMI. And also hoping to see you guys back here Monday. We got Premier and Contender finals coming up. Gummy Bears from Bear Den are locked into the Premier finals, but it's still a toss-up for Contender. Gonna have to see what shakes out in the rest of the matches. But I'm BulletNote. I got sXCyBeast with me, safe talking in the background, putting on the show for you tonight. And of course, the Dik-Diks and HR Violation coming in and putting on a show for us as well. So again, major congratulations to everybody. We hope to see you guys all Monday locked in for Premier and Contender Finals. Going to be an absolute showcase between those two tiers. Lots of fun stuff going to happen there. And with that, we'll say goodnight.
GG's.